someone was here going through our space. We go to my room and I see immediately that someone's been inside even though I locked it. The lock on my door is one of those basic push-button kinds that you can pick with a paperclip. My dresser drawers are open slightly. Papers on my desk are shuffled. My closet door isn't closed all the way. I start checking what's missing and my stomach drops. The sweater Will gave me for my birthday is gone. Photos of us together that I kept in a box are missing. My journal where I wrote about our relationship and private thoughts is nowhere to be found. Cass took pieces of my life with Will, like she's collecting evidence of our relationship or trying to insert herself into it by possessing things that belong to us. Jess finds that some of her things are missing too. A scarf and a book she lent me. Small items that Cass could claim were borrowed or shared. The violation feels worse than before because now Cass isn't just watching or following. She's taking physical pieces of my life and privacy. Heidi immediately says we're changing the lock on my bedroom door right now. We drive to a hardware store and buy a proper lock that requires a key, not just a button you can pick. Heidi installs it herself while I watch, and she gives me the only 2 keys. One for me and one for Jess in case of emergency. We also set up my phone to automatically back up all photos and messages to a cloud account that Cass doesn't know exists. Heidi creates the account using her own email, so there's no way Cass can find it or access it even if she gets into my devices again. We change every password I have to long random strings that Heidi writes down and keeps in her own phone. She sets up 2-factor authentication on everything, so even if Cass somehow gets my passwords, she can't log in without the codes that come to my phone. I sleep with my phone on the nightstand and my door locked with the new key only I have. Heidi is in the living room on the couch and Jess is in her room. Around midnight, I hear footsteps in the hall outside my door. Heavy footsteps that stop right at my door. Then the pounding starts. Cass slams her fist against my door so hard the frame shakes. She yells that I'm being ridiculous and dramatic. She says she just wanted to borrow some things and I need to stop acting like a victim. The pounding gets louder and I can hear her trying the doorknob over and over. She screams that this is her apartment too and I can't lock her out. I grab my phone and text Heidi that Cass is outside my door. Within seconds, I hear Heidi's voice in the hallway telling Cass to stop and go to her room. Cass yells back that Heidi has no right to be here and needs to mind her own business. The pounding continues and now Cass is kicking the door. I hear Heidi on the phone with someone and she says the address clearly. She's calling the police. Cass must hear this too because she screams that I'm going to regret this and that I'm turning everyone against her over nothing. The kicking stops, but I can hear her breathing on the other side of the door. Heavy, angry breaths. Jess comes out of her room and I hear her telling Cass to calm down. Cass tells Jess to shut up and that she's a traitor too. The next 15 minutes feel like hours. I stay in my room with my door locked and listen to Cass pacing in the hallway. She mutters things I can't quite hear. Finally, I hear new voices. Deep official voices asking questions. Heidi lets the police officers inside and I hear everything change. Cass's voice becomes soft and shaky. She sounds like she's crying. She tells the officers she's just worried about me and wanted to make sure I'm okay. She says I've been acting strange lately and she's concerned. One officer asks me to come out and I unlock my door with shaking hands. There are 2 officers in uniform standing in our living room. Cass is sitting on the couch with tears on her face, looking small and scared. She looks at me with wet eyes and says she's sorry for scaring me. The officers ask to speak with each of us separately. One takes Cass into her room while the other talks to me and Heidi in my room. I show him everything on my phone. The police report from Will's campus. The screenshots of Cass's location following us. The fake text she sent from my phone. The photos of my ransacked room. Jess comes in and shows her phone too with all the notes she took. Dates and times of Cass's behavior. The officer writes everything down in a small notebook. He looks at the police report from Will's campus and nods slowly. He says he recognizes this pattern. He's seen it before in stalking cases. The behavior is escalating and I should seriously think about it. He explains what that means and how to file for one. The other officer comes back from talking to Cass and they step into the hallway to discuss. I can hear them talking in low voices. They come back and tell Cass she needs to leave me alone. They give her an official warning. Cass nods and says she understands. She apologizes again. The officers leave and the apartment becomes so quiet I can hear the refrigerator humming. Heidi makes tea and we sit in my room with the door locked. I can hear Cass in her room on the phone. Her voice